The John mansion was quiet that evening. You stood in the hallway, clutching your school bag tightly. Your heart was racing. You were only 17, but your feelings for Jungkook had grown for years. Ever since the day you first saw him training with his men, serious and strong. He was your best friend's older brother, the mysterious mafia boss, cold, quiet, dangerous, and you were just a girl still in high school, a girl who was same as his sister. You saw him in the living room. He was dressed in black, sipping from a glass of whiskey. His dark eyes looked calm as he spoke to a beautiful woman sitting beside him on the couch. She was laughing, her hand touching his arm. He took a deep breath and stepped forward. "Jungkook," he said quietly. He looked up. "Ryan, I want to talk to you alone." He gave a quick nod. Setting the glass down, he followed you to the hallway, his expression unreadable. You stood there facing him, your hands were sweating. Jungkook noticed. "Is everything okay, Ryan?" He swallowed and nodded, a little nervous for what you were about to say. "Oppa, I want to tell you something." He remained silent for a second as if to sense what was coming, but then nodded. "What is it?" I like you," you said. "I've liked you for a long time. I know I'm young and you're older, but I don't care. I really like you." He blinked, his face stayed calm, but his eyes softened a little. After a short pause, he spoke. "Ryan, you shouldn't say that." You looked at him as your heart dropped. "Why not? It's the truth." He sighed. "Because you're still a kid. These are not your real feelings. These are my real feelings. I like you not now, but from so long." "Ryan, please, you're still a kid. I'm 17 and I'm 26. He cut in gently. "That's a big difference." "Don't care," you said, even though your voice was shaking. I just want you to know. I care," he said firmly. "This isn't right. You have a future, Ryan. A real future. I'm not a good man. I live in a dark world. You don't belong in it." "But what if I want to be in your world? What's the problem?" You whispered. He looked away, his jaw clenched, then he spoke, softer this time. "You're not my type." Words hit harder than a slap. You stared at him stunned. You had imagined so many things, that he would tell you to wait, that he would say he wasn't ready, but not this. He saw the way your lips trembled. "I'm sorry, but it's better this way." From behind him, his female friend stepped into view. She gave you a look, one of amusement. You knew she had heard everything. You turned around quickly, holding back tears. "Ryan, your best friend called running after you. She had seen you coming inside earlier. What happened? Are you okay?" "Don't ask," you said, pushing past her. "Please talk to me. No, just leave me alone." She grabbed her arm gently. "He's a jerk for saying that. You don't deserve this." "Didn't even yell at me," you said, your voice shaking. "He just said I'm not his type, like I'm nothing." Your best friend hugged you, but you stood there stiffly. "I told you not to confess now," she whispered. "You should have waited until I couldn't wait anymore." You cried, finally letting the tears fall. "I thought maybe he felt something too." She didn't speak, she just held you tightly. You didn't go back inside. That night you cried silently in your pillow, and after graduation, you left the country without saying goodbye. Sana walked into her house slowly. Her footsteps were heavy, her heart even heavier. Her eyes were swollen from holding back tears too long. She didn't say a word to anyone as she climbed the stairs and entered her room. Once inside, she shut the door gently behind her and leaned against it as if the weight of everything had finally caught up to her. She slid down to the floor, gripping her phone tightly in her hand. The screen was filled with unanswered messages and missed calls. To you, you hadn't shown up at graduation, you hadn't replied to her all day. She waited, thinking maybe you would surprise her. You always did things last minute, but you never came. So, after the ceremony, still in her gown, clutching your favorite snacks and a small gift, she went to your house. The door opened, and your mother had a soft, apologetic look on her face. That's when Sana found out you had left early that morning. You boarded a flight and left the country without telling her. She had stood there in shock, heart thudding. No goodbye, no message, no hug, nothing. Now back in her room, everything hit her. She didn't even tell me. She whispered to herself, tears sliding down her cheeks. She looked around her room, a picture of you two on her desk, the friendship bracelet you made her last year, still sitting near her mirror. The emptiness in her chest grew. Suddenly, movement outside her window caught her attention. She got up and peeked out the curtain. It was Jungkook dressed in a sleek black shirt, dark pants, his watch catching the golden evening light. He looked like he was heading out, calm and serious as always, and that made her blood boil. Sana flung the door open and stormed outside, her voice sharp and full of emotion. Jungkook. He stopped and turned, surprised. She marched straight to him. You must be very happy now, right? You made her leave the country. Jungkook frowned, confused. What happened? Who are you talking about? Why? She left. She left the country. And you are here looking like you are heading to a damn business meeting. Jungkook felt bad, but he masked it. I had no choice, Jungkook said. You could have been gentle. I was gentle. But she didn't listen. She kept saying she loved me. What was I supposed to do? She's 17. I'm a grown man in a dangerous world. I told her what she needed to hear. Sana's chest ached. Yeah, you told her she's not your type. You made her feel unwanted. You made her cry. Jungkook's expression darkened. I didn't mean to hurt her. But you did. You pushed her away like she was nothing, and now she's gone, and I didn't even get to say goodbye. You took that from me too. Jungkook looked down, silent. She was young, okay? Maybe it was just a crush. Maybe she had outgrown it. But she needed time, not rejection, like a slap to the face. I thought she would heal, he said quietly. I thought she would understand someday why I did that. Sana's eyes softened for just a second. Maybe she will, but right now, all she knows is you broke her heart. Without another word, she turned and walked away, shoulders shaking, leaving Jungkook standing alone in the driveway, dressed in shadows, carrying guilt like a wound no one else could see. 5 years later. The streets were filled with smoke and loud voices. A group of protesting college students had turned violent. They were smashing cars, throwing bottles, and shouting. People were running everywhere. Shops were closing. Sirens were heard from a distance. You were passing by after attending a meeting downtown, back in Korea after 5 years in the US. You didn't plan to stop until you saw them. 3 small children, crying and stuck in the middle of the chaos. One of them had fallen and was hurt. Their school bags were on the ground. No one noticed them. Your heart stopped. You didn't think twice. You ran into the smoke, pushing past angry protesters. You shouted for them to come toward you, but they were scared. You knelt down, reaching for them. Then boom, a loud sound went off nearby. A gas pipe had been damaged. Smoke and heat surged. You tried to stand but stumbled. You were stuck. The children were coughing, holding on to you. You didn't know what to do. Suddenly, strong arms grabbed you from behind. Don't move, a deep voice said. You turned around as he pulled you and the kids into a narrow alley. It was him, John Jungkook. You blinked through the dust. Your breath caught in your throat. He hadn't changed much. Still tall, still broad-shouldered, still intense, but his features had grown more masculine. His jaw was sharper, his eyes deeper. He wore a black coat, his movements confident and fast. You didn't know what to say. He quickly checked the kids. One of his men showed up, and together they helped escort the children to the arriving police. Only then did Jungkook look at you again. His eyes widened for just a second. Jungkook's POV. She looked different, not the same girl from years ago. Her hair was darker now, a warm, deep brown, her eyes softer but calmer, more graceful, more mature. But still her, still the girl who once broke his heart by loving him too much, too young, still the girl he could never forget. Back to you. You watched him trying to catch your breath. Are you okay? He asked. You nodded, brushing dust off your sleeves. Yes, thank you for helping. I'll drop you home. He said simply. You looked away. No thanks, I can go by myself. Ryan, he said, his voice lower now. Please. You froze. He stepped closer, his eyes searching yours. I'm sorry for everything back then. You didn't respond. I didn't mean to break your heart. You were just too young, and I thought with time you would understand why I said what I said. It wasn't right. It wasn't safe, not for you. You looked at him, silent. He sighed. He could see you have changed a lot, not like that bubbly, immature and childish girl who used to come at his home. And I know, because of me, you and Sana, your friendship changed. She misses you every day. That I see it. You smiled gently. Nothing can break our friendship. We were always strongest than that. He looked surprised. I just came back from the US. I'm meeting her tomorrow. A soft smile tugged at his lips. She'll be happy, very happy. There was a pause. For the first time, the silence between you two didn't feel cold. Thanks again. You said, your voice calm, and before he could reply, you turned to leave, your figure strong. Your heart steady. He watched you walk away, unable to move. The image of you burned into his memory all over again. The sun was shining softly through the curtains. The air was still. Sana sat on her couch with her knees pulled to her chest. She looked at her phone again, hoping it was a dream, but the text was real. Back in Korea. Can I come to see you today? It was your name. After 5 years, her heart beat fast. She didn't reply, she just stared at the door. Then, her eyes widened. She jumped off the couch, almost tripping as she rushed to the door. She opened it, and there you were, wearing a simple hoodie and jeans, your hair a bit messy from the wind, a soft smile on your lips, and teary eyes that looked just like hers. She didn't say anything, you didn't either. You just dropped your bag and ran into her arms, and she cried, like really cried, burying her face into your shoulder, holding you tight like she was scared you would disappear again. I hate you, she whispered, choking on her tears. You left without telling me anything. You were my best friend. I'm sorry, you said softly. I was so broken, Sana. I didn't know how to face anyone. She pulled back, wiping her tears. You idiot. I would have been with you through all of it. Why didn't you let me? I thought I was being strong. You whispered, your voice cracking, but I was just running. She hit your arm playfully. I should slap you. You laughed as she started laughing too, through her tears. Then she hugged you again. You are here now. That's all that matters. Time passed and everything felt like before. You two sat on a bed with snacks all around you, chips, chocolate bars, juice cans, just like old times. Sana popped a chin in her mouth and leaned back. So, Miss America, she teased with a grin, tell me everything. How was your life there? You chuckled, playing with the soda can in your hands. Busy, loud, fast, but also kind of lonely. Her smile faded. Did you like it? He nodded slowly. Yeah, I like the independence, the chance to start fresh. She raised a brow. And the boys? You snorted. What? Come on, she said, nudging your arm. Don't act innocent. You were in college. Did you like anyone? Dated someone? You stayed quiet, your smile slowly fading. Sana's playful face turned serious. She leaned in a little. Ryan, did you? You shook your head, eyes looking down. There were guys, but I never felt anything. I tried to be normal, Sana. I really did. Your voice got softer, but I think a part of me was still stuck in that moment, still stuck on him. Sana's heart broke hearing that. She reached out and gently held her hand. I knew it. You never moved on. You didn't speak. The silence said enough. She sighed deeply, rubbing her temple. God, fine. You were so young back then. You didn't even understand what kind of man Jungkook was, what kind of world he lived in. I know. You whispered, but my heart didn't care, and still a part of me wishes he would accept. Sana looked at you with sad eyes. Do you want to know something? You looked up, she took a deep breath. He never dated anyone, not even once. You blinked. What? I saw him sometimes. He still works in that tall black building near the river, always alone, always dressed the same, always looking tired and lost. Your heart thudded. He changed, became even quieter, even more distant, but every time I saw him, it felt like his eyes were searching. For what? You asked. For you. She said gently. Your throat tightened. She gave a sad smile. Maybe he didn't wait intentionally, but I think he hoped. You didn't say anything, just stared out the window, feeling a soft ache in your chest, the kind of ache that never really left. Shana leaned her head on your shoulder. You know, he used to ask about you sometimes, through people, quietly, carefully. He never told me directly, but I found out. You finally whispered, I don't know what I feel anymore. She smiled. You don't have to know everything right now. Just feel it and take your time. You nodded, eyes still lost in the night sky outside. 1 week later. The cafe was quiet, tucked between busy streets and old buildings, warm light, soft jazz music, the scent of roasted coffee beans lingering in the air. You were there with a magazine, sipping on your coffee, trying to catch up on some reading. Then the bell above the door chimed. You didn't look up at first until a familiar voice spoke gently. Vian? You froze. Slowly you turn your head, and there he was, Jungkook, standing just a few feet away, wearing all black, simple but sharp. Your heart still skipped a beat, and it would be a lie if you say you didn't think about him after what Sana told you. He took a hesitant step forward. Mind if I sit? You nodded, and he carefully pulled out the chair across from you. It was quiet for a few seconds, just the soft hum of the cafe around you. I didn't think I would see you again. Well, I didn't plan to leave forever. He nodded slowly, eyes not leaving yours. You look different, grown, and beautiful. You look down, heart thudding, and you look like you carry a lot more than before. He let out a low breath. Yeah, time does that. There was a pause, then you asked, why did you do it? That day, why did you say you didn't like me? His jaw clenched slightly, his eyes softened. You were just a kid, Vine, 17, so full of feelings, emotions. I couldn't tell if it was real or just a moment. I thought maybe it was physical attraction or some teenage crush. You swallowed hard, so you thought it would fade? He looked at you, guilt heavy in his gaze. I wasn't sure, and it scared me because I knew I couldn't offer you anything back then. My world, it's dark, dangerous. I didn't want to drag you into it. You nodded slowly, and if I ask you now, will you still say the same thing? He stared at you long and hard, then stood up, walked around the table and knelt in front of you, his hand gently covering yours. No, he said softly, now I'm sure. Your eyes welled up. I waited, Vian, maybe not intentionally, but my heart did. I couldn't love anyone else. I didn't even try. Tears slipped down your cheek. Even after all these years, I never stopped loving you. His thumb wiped your tear gently. and I never stopped hoping you would come back again. I'm so sorry for that time. You stared at each other, the air between you thick with emotions left unspoken for 5 long years. He stood, held out his hand. Let me start over. You placed your hand in his, smiling through your tears. Okay,